Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. As we know that in previous lectures we discussed about active voice and passive voice, and in that lectures we discussed present tense in detail. Today our lecture is about past tense, that how a past tense changes from active voice to passive voice. Before going towards our main topic, first let's have a bird eye view of the main topics: active voice or passive voice. First we will introduce, after that basic rules and the change of voice. Active voice. As we have already discussed that in active voice we are told about the main subject of a sentence. A person who is performing any act in a subject, in active voice we are told about that main subject. In this sentence you will see he offers prayer. In this sentence our main subject is he, and the other all parts of speech telling us about the main subject of that sentence. In the above mentioned sentence we are told about the subject, and in active voice our subject dominates other parts of the words. And if we talk about the passive voice, in passive voice our predicate dominates the subjects. Means to say that first we are told about the main action, not about the main actor of the sentence, not about the main performer, not about the main subject of the sentence, but we are told about the action which is performed in that sentence. In passive voice, our subject loses its dominance. You can see that now our subject is here in shape of objective case, and at first our object, after that our helping verb, then verb, or after that preposition. In the whole sentence you will see our subject is at the end of the sentence. Means to say in passive voice we are told about the main action, not about the main person. Basic rules. Again same rules we will follow in past tense also. Rules will remain same: object into subject, after that third form of verb, addition, or at the end our subject into object. Rules will be remain same for the past tense also. In past tense we will repeat all these same rules of passive voice. Now let's start from the simple past tense. As we discussed in present tense, now we are going to discuss about our past tense. At the start, simple past tense, affirmative sentence. About affirmative sentence, I have already told that in affirmative sentence we are just told about any action and about an activity, not in the shape of negative form or not in interrogative. Just simple we are given an information. Here we have sentence of past indefinite. He played cricket. He played cricket. You will see that in present definite we were using first form of the verb, but in past tense we are using second form of the verb, because it's used in English grammar. In past tense we always use first form, second form of verb. Same positions: first our subject, then our verb, and after that our object in active voice. Now if we move towards the passive voice, you will see again the same rules are repeating. First our subject into object, as we have already studied. Our subject into object, verb, third form of verb, or our object into subject. When we start, first of all the first rules: object into subject. Our object is cricket and it will be at the start of the sentence in passive voice. After that helping verb. Helping verb for passive in simple past tense: was or were. These are the helping verb which we are going to utilize in simple past tense: was or were according to our subject. If our subject is singular, then the helping verb will be was, or if our subject is plural, then the helping verb will be were. So here our subject is singular, cricket. So for singular subject we will use was. Cricket was. As prescribed rule, always we use third form of verb in passive voice. So again third form of verb: cricket was played. Addition of by as preposition: cricket was played by, and at the end our subject into object. I have already told you that when we change our subject into object, while changing its position, it's also change its case from subjective to objective. Cricket was played by him. You will notice that only one thing is changed, and that is the helping verb. All other rules are same. In same way we are changing object into subject. In same way we are placing our helping verb. After that third form of verb which is understood for the passive voice, and after that addition of preposition, and at the end our subject into object. The only thing which is changed, that is the helping verb. Now let's move towards same simple past in negative. Again helping verb will be the same, was verb. For negative it's not going to be changed, it will remain same, was or verb. Active voice or negative, he did not follow me. Now here you will see that I am adding first form of verb. Why? Because we have already added second form of helping verb. In the shape of helping verb we added second form of verb. He did not follow me. Did is basically the second form of do. So it's our helping verb in simple past for negative. He did not follow me. When we change it into a passive, again first of all our object, here you will see our object is me. When it will move toward the subject, its case will also be changed and it will be in I. I as a subject, which is basically object in active voice, but now working as a subject into passive voice. After that our helping verb will be different. For passive voice, helping verb was over. It has no concern with the helping verb of active voice. Active voice has its own helping verb, but passive voice has its respective helping verb. It has no concern with the helping verb of active voice. So in passive voice we will use the helping verb of passive voice, was or were. I was, after that soon after the helping verb not. So here will be also after the helping verb not, I was not. And third form of verb followed addition of by as preposition, and at the end our subject into object. I was not followed by him. Remember one thing, helping verb for active voice is different and for passive voice is different. It has its respective helping verb and the passive voice has its own helping verb. For passive voice we use was or were in simple past. Now simple past interrogative sentence. For interrogative we know simply what we do, we add the helping verb at the start of the sentence, means to say the structure of the sentence is bit changed. Now our helping verb is at the start of the sentence because we are going to discuss interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence which starts always from the helping verb. Did, now at the start of the sentence in active voice. After that our subject, did, they, and then first form of verb, as I have already explained that after did we always use first form of verb. Did they offer, and at the end our object. Did they offer prayer? Now when we will move towards the passive voice, again remember we have the helping verb was or were for passive voice. So as in active voice our helping verb is at the start of the sentence, so in passive voice it must be at the start of the sentence because we are changing an interrogative sentences to passive voice. While changing an active voice into passive voice, we must remain the dominance, keep, and that dominance is its interrogative, it must be interrogative. Our helping verb of passive voice was at the start of the sentence. Why? Because our subject is singular, was. Now prayer is working as a subject, was prayer. Then third form of verb. Soon after the subject is third form of the verb because our helping verb is at the start of the sentence. Was prayer offered. Addition of by, and then at the end our subject into object. Subject is they and its objective case is them. So when it will move from the subject to object, it will also change its case and it will be objective. Was prayer offered by them. Simple past complex. I have already explained that the sentence in which we are asked about any sentence, about any activity which has not been performed. Negative or interrogative. In traditional style we used to say interrogative plus negative sentence, which is complex, simple past. First it will be interrogative. For interrogative our helping verb is at the start, as you are saying did, after that our subject he, and then soon after the subject not. Then first form of verb according to rule, and then at the end our object. Did he not follow us? Now when we move towards the passive voice, first of all we will see that what is our object. Our object is us and it's going to be as we when it will move at the subject position from object to subject. So it's now we. For we will add verb because it's not plural, it's not singular, it's plural. For plural we use verb as the helping verb. Verb at the start of the sentence as helping verb, then after that we, then soon after the subject or not, as in activize soon after subject. You will see here is not. Same in the passivize after the subject or not. Then here is first form of the word because it's activize. But in passivize we have already discussed that always third form of verb is used. So here is third form of verb. Verb be not followed, then addition of by as preposition, and then at the end our subject into object him. Verb be not followed by him. He is subject, but here it's as object. So it will also change its case from subjective to objective. So it was a simple past tense which we discussed. Remember, let's have a word eye view. First thing you have to remember is the helping word for passivize in past tense was or were. These are your helping word for passivize. In past tense, our second form of verb is used, but when we move toward the passivize, third form of verb is used. So in the same case, for negative, the only addition of not and did as helping verb for activize. After did, our first form of verb because it's the rule of English grammar, and in passivize, the helping verb will remain same and third form of verb is used. For interrogative, what we do, that we add our helping verb at the start of the sentence to make it interrogative, and as we do in activize, we add our helping verb at the start of the sentence. Same in passivize, we add the helping verb of passivize at the start of the sentence. So in this case, did they offer prayer? Was prayer offered by them? And in complex, we see that here is not also interrogative and negative. For interrogative, did at the start of the sentence, and not for negative soon after the subject. Same in passivize. Check out the position. Helping verb is at the start. Here helping verb is at the start. After that, our object into subject. Then soon after the subject or not. And then third form of verb in passivize, addition of by, and our subject into object. He into him. So it was simple past tense which we discussed in this lecture, that how a past tense changes from activize to passivize. Thank you very much.